Hello. Today we are going to look at the Family Service Goal Plan event in NewOrg. This is the number 8 goal planning event. I have logged onto the system under my user ID, which is attached to a demonstration agency. And from here, I am going to use the Brooks family today. So I have typed in Tanya Brooks, and I'm going to go ahead and pick this contact. With the goals event, it is important that you begin each event entered, whether or not it's a new event, a new goal, or simply marking progress in this manner so that the carryover features on this event will work. This is a unique event in NewOrg in that it is the only one with carryover features built in. So I've chosen Tanya. I come into her contact view, and to begin the event, we would select the number 8 event from the new event dropdown and then click new event to open it. This would open up a blank event where we could begin entering this new event. For our purposes today, I've gone ahead and entered this first event. So I'm going to open it up from the Families Events tab. And you can see, this will just give an idea of how some of the information may look when it's populated. We open the event, just did a quick event title, initial IFGP for the Brooks family. It's dated, it's 5/9/2019. This is an event that has happened, so it's complete and closed, prevention initiative, and home visiting. Those event fields, those are the general structures of events in NewOrg, similar to other events, and you'll have to fill those out each time. For goal 1, you can see that we have gone ahead and put what the goal is. The goal type is a family goal, and then begin filling out the rest of the drop downs. Action steps by parents, by family support specialists, and so forth. With each event, you'll have a target completion date and some beginning progress. Usually when first entering events, it's probably a 0 progress or some initial progress. You wouldn't want to begin tracking an event that's almost already achieved. So you'll want to show in the system the progress over time that you and this family have, where you have gotten on this event. So that's the idea around each goal field. In the family goal event, there are fields for 7 goals to be tracked. What this means is that you're able to track the 3 goal types, which are child, family, child, and parent interaction goal types. And you will also be able to track goals for multiple family members or siblings if multiple siblings are being served. Okay, so as we continue looking at the Brooks family, you can see goal number 2, Nick will be potty trained. This is the child goal type. Fill in the drop downs as needed, a target completion date, 0 progress. And moving on to goal 3, this is our parent-child interaction goal. Mom will read to Nick each night before bed. If there were more goals to be entered for other siblings, we could then go ahead and put these in the goal spaces provided. Once you're finished entering the goals, Control End will take you to the end of the event, and Control Home would take you back up. Those are just some shortcuts that you might use or find helpful throughout the system. Once you've entered the first goal setting, you hit Save and Close, and then that goal is entered. Okay, now the time has come that you're revisiting or marking some progress for family goals. So at this time, you would log into the system. You're going to go to your family just as you did before. Brooks. Come into that family and begin a new event to mark progress. By creating a new event, Family Goal Plan, new event, you'll see the browser open. You're able to show the progress on a date, on the initial date, and then the movement over time. So up here, We are going to date this one, and I'm going to backdate these a little bit to match. And let's go ahead. I believe that first one was in 2019, so I'm going to go ahead and put June of 2019. You might make a note, marking progress on all goals. If you were only marking progress on a few goals, you might identify that here, or just a little snippet of what this event is about. I'll hit complete and closed, prevention initiative, and home visiting. And then as you move down, you can see our goals have carried over in the system. So there's no need to retype those goals or any of those action steps around the goals. We are simply marking progress on this date. So let's pretend with the family goal, there was a little bit of progress. So we'll go from 0, which was no progress, to 1, initial progress. We still leave completed date and accomplished blank because the goal has yet to be completed or accomplished. Moving down to goal 2, let's say there was quite a bit of progress on Nick's child goal. So from 0 progress, we're going to mark that to much progress. Again, leaving completed date and accomplished blank because this is still an active goal being tracked. And on goal 3, let's say there were so much progress on the other 2 goals. Let's go ahead and leave this one as is. And you know what? I said marking progress on all goals. I'll say on 2 goals. And this is just to show that if there isn't movement on a goal, it's fine. You don't have to mark something on it each time you're in if you're tracking progress on other goals within the family's event. For the sake of our purposes, we're done. So we'll scroll down to the bottom, hit save and close. And now we've created a new goals event. The carryover feature brought in all those goals, and we've marked the new progress. On this Brooks family, if we were to look under the events tab, we would now see with our notes the initial IFGP for the Brooks family, and then that we marked progress on 2 goals. Okay. And now let's go ahead and show you on the system what it might look when it comes time that a goal is complete and we move on to tracking another goal in one of those goal fields. When this happens, you will come onto the system, find your family. Once you're open your family's contact record, you'll begin a new goal. So new event, family service goal plan, click. By starting it, again, by starting this event in this way, by starting it in that action of going into the contact record and selecting from the drop-down, that is what triggers the carryover for each time. So it's very important when entering a goal event that you begin in this way. Okay, for this one, we are going to say that we are marking Nick's child goal complete. And that's all we're doing. We are not marking progress on other goals at this time. We've just noticed Nick has completed a child goal. So we want to identify that in the system and then begin to track a new goal. I'm going to date this, let's say 6/20/2019. This is an action that has happened. Prevention initiative, home visiting. So we filled in our basics. We see that here are the goals. Here's the family goal. Again, no more movement or progress in this one. If there had been, we could identify as so. Complete date and accomplished are still empty because this is an active goal we are tracking. Nick will be potty trained. Here is the child goal that we have now are going to mark as achieved because the child has achieved it. So then we are ready to put in a complete date at this time and an accomplished date. So by putting in a complete date and accomplished date, we are closing out that goal. We do know that not all goals set for a family will be accomplished. So in those instances, the complete date will remain blank, and when you're ready to move on from a goal or essentially close out a goal, you might have either a no, canceled, or because the child has exited. In this scenario, the child has completed the goal and we're ready to move on. So this is all that we're marking in this event. I'm going to do Control N to go to the bottom and hit Save and Close. Okay, if we were to look at the events for the Brooks family now, and just focusing in on those family goal plans. So the Brooks right now, this is the only type of event they had, but if they had quite a few events and you wanted to just pull out those family goal plans from the Contacts Events tab, you can select the event you want to focus in on and then hit Search. And it'll give you a much cleaner, more condensed view, and you can really see the story behind the tracking of the service delivery on this particular area. So we have the initial, we have marked progress on these goals, and we have marked a goal to complete. Now, the next step, let's go ahead, maybe you as a home visitor and the family had decided on another goal that you wanted to start tracking for Nick, or maybe on the 620 visit, you had decided that the next time you visit, we might work with the family to choose the next goal. So we're going to go the route of setting up the shell of the goal plan for next time, but just to remind us that we need to identify a new child goal. So when doing that, let's pretend we've come into the system. We're going to look up our family. Here's the Brooks family. And we need to enter a family goal event. New, we're going to see the goal event. Some of those fields have pulled over again. And let's title this event, let's say, setting, how about need to set new child goal. Just a little note to yourself that on the next time or when this event comes up, here's what we're doing. There may be progress to mark at the next goal. And whenever that time does come, you might put something like "and marking progress on other goals." Okay? And so here, let's say we know we're going to revisit with this family on August 1st, 2019. At this time, I'm going to leave it pending and open because this is not an event that has taken place yet. We're going to hit Prevention Initiative and Home Visiting. And if you wanted to have the system remind you, say a few weeks ahead of time, in this remind field, you might put 14 days ahead of time, and the system will alert you that this event is coming up. Okay, and I did want to show you guys, for all purposes, we have created the shell of our event, and we can hit Save and Close and feel confident that when this event comes up, we're ready to then populate a new goal number 2. And you see that our goal number 2, which had read that Nick was working on potty training, is now blank because previously we had marked it accomplished. And at any point when something is populated in the accomplished, oops, I'm gonna take that out of there. When anything is in the accomplished drop down, that is what's going to trigger the system the next time you enter an event to blank out so that you can begin tracking a new goal. And so now we're all set up for when we visit with this family in August and decide on the child goal we are now going to track. If I were to look at the family's event history, again, I will see our story. Good notes, dates, you can see our pending status over here. All right, So I'm going to pull this up again just to go over a few things on the goal plan, again, just to kind of give you the logic behind how the system is thinking. Completed date and accomplished are typically going to be blank unless a goal has been achieved or you're moving on from a goal. When anything is put in the accomplished dropdown, the next time you enter a family goal event, that area will be blank because the system is ready. You have identified by filling in the accomplished that you're no longer tracking the goal. So the system is going to blank out that area so that you can begin tracking a new goal. And that's why there are 7 goal areas, because at any given time, you're tracking 3 goal types per child. But as you're moving on from one goal to another, space is becoming available within the event itself. All right, I thought we might look at a few reports on this as well. So I'm going to click the main reports tab. The clients folder, if you do not see the full list of reports, you can click the plus sign on the clients folder. Reports are titled alphabetically. If you hover over any of them, it'll give you a little snippet about what the report is about. I'm come down here to the IFGP dates. This is a report that might show you this particular event type. You could also run a report in a general events report and choose IFGP, but this one is specific or unique to this event. Because I know that our last name of our family is Brooks, just going to go ahead and put Brooks. And keep in mind the main event contact for family goal plans, that is the primary caregiver or whoever is in that large box. Okay, and we see a list of the Brooks families. We can see our note about what each time that we've tracked progress on goals or enter goals. We have a little event note here. We see that mom is the main contact on the event, and we can see some status on those different events. If we wanted to get into the event itself, we might click the magnifying glass and be taken, a browser will open and you will be taken into that event. The other report is the IFGP progress report. This one takes a little bit because it's looking at a lot of those carryover and data fields. So there is a cached version, and the cached version is just a report that is refreshed nightly that will help decrease load time. Because I've entered our reports today, we do not have the luxury of running the cache report, so I will run the IFGP progress report on the Brooks family. So bear with me, it may take just a little bit. In this report, what it's going to show you is the movement you've had on each goal entered under a family, and as well as each child. You can kind of see each goal, who it's assigned to, and the movement that they've had. So let's do, on names, I'm going to do Brooks again. So here, I've just typed in Brooks because that's who we're focusing in on today. You may choose to type something else. And we should see a little bit of movement in each of our goals. And then we will also note that we will see the child goal has been completed. And because we have set up the shell or a pending status on our next event, I don't believe it will show in this report, but let's see. And again, this one takes a little bit just because we're not able to look at that cache report quite yet. Once this is run, we see Tanya Brooks. We can see each goal line, and we can see the movement. We can see the achieved goal here. We started at 0, so over time, there's been a progress change of 4. We can see that it was accomplished and a complete date. These two are active goals, and we can see their target dates. The accomplished and complete dates are still empty fields, as they should be, because we are actively tracking these goals. a little bit of progress change. Remember, we did progress change on the family goal and the parent-child interaction. We decided there was so much focus on the other goals we left as is. So right now there's been no progress change. So those are some ideas around running reports with IFGPs. One last thing I wanted to show you. If you have been entering goals and maybe had them under different children or are still figuring out this the uniqueness around this event, and you feel like you have several goals entered, but maybe it's not tracking correctly on the system, or you just want to start fresh. If you wanted to start fresh on a family, you can set the goals that you have entered to avoid status. Any event can be set to void under the status button. That'll give you a fresh start. Or maybe it's a simple edit on the contact. So if, say, a goal has been entered under the child, maybe by editing the contact to bring in mom, you can kind of get those goals back on track. Okay. The manual around entering goals, it has a great chart. It's under the main files tab of NewOrg. You'll click NewOrg resources, and under the tracking service delivery folder are all of these sections. I really like the chart on the IFGP, and there's also a manual. And the chart just goes over exactly what we went over in our video today. Okay. And any of these videos can be viewed on our YouTube channel. The YouTube channel, let's see if I can show you guys kind of how to get there. The end user portal, this is where you all kind of log in. You logged in registered for this event today via the portal. But up here you'll see a YouTube icon that will take you directly to Baby Talk's YouTube channel, where you can then view NewOrg videos and other resources from Baby Talk. Okay, thank you for your time. If anyone has any questions or wants to reach out around NewOrg, you can contact Nicole, NICHOLE, @babytalk.org.